Co-chairperson Dr. Nishigandha ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to give my charge Dr. Ambika Shukla.
Mass Movement Coordinator for as a chairperson on stage, and Dr. Gaurav Dave, Mass Panvel Coordinator and as a co-chairperson on stage. Please come.
Finish it in a shorter span of time, but I would like to do justice to the topic given to me. First of all, I am also an Ayurveda graduate from Mittal Ayurveda College. Hi, one of my seniors is here, Dr. Madhura, and I am into research. And my expertise is clinical and experimental evidence generation. Now, when there are a lot of students, upcoming doctors, we say that budding Vaidyas, why do we require evidence? What is the need for evidence? Because Marathi आपली म्हण आहे ना, बाप दाखवण्याला श्राद्ध कर. Okay, so we require evidence. No, in today's scenario, the need of evidence is, the Velankar sir was telling, or even Ramdas ji was telling, jadoo ho gaya. No, see, people look at us as Ayurveda like a magic pill. Now recent, post-COVID, they used to think that we are toxic, something liver tonic. No. So first of all, our objective should be, we have to change the belief. Okay, it's not a belief system. We should give evidence that it is a relief system. And when we talk of belief system to relief system, we require evidence. And research is the only way, whether it is preclinical research, we say reverse pharmacology. In modern medicine, for a drug to come, it almost takes say 10 to 12 years. But when we talk of Ayurveda, or even homeopathy, we follow the path of reverse pharmacology. They do mice to men research and we do men to mice research. So that is one of the biggest advantages. Now, why this scenario? Now imagine 200 years ago, that was an era of customized medicine. You don't look at that dhoti wala Vaidya. He was a real doctor. When a patient used to go to him, okay, he used to assess the patient's prakruti or his physical constitution. He used to give customized medicine. Now the scenario has changed. If we see, this is a zamana of ready-made medicines. I think it has, yeah. So when we talk of ready-made medicines, we rely on pharma companies for the medicines. 200 years ago or even before later, we used to get a customized medicine. So when we talk of medicines, what things we should keep in mind is quality of the medicine, safety, efficacy, and now the new generation of Ayurvedic physicians. We are also talking of mode of action. Bhai, aapka dawai kaam kaise karta hai, ye batao. So we are into this, and this effort, we have started. And when we talk of research, it is not just responsibility of an Ayurveda company. We all are responsible, because research or evidence generation will start from my clinic. So evidence generation is a joint responsibility. Now, as a part of Sri Dudh Papeshwar Limited family, okay, we are already doing this, but I don't think it is enough, because we say standardization, okay, it's fine. Safety, efficacy, we are understanding. We also understand the mode of action of the studies. We have several publications. I almost have 40 publications in grade 1 journals. Okay, but that is not enough. We are happy with little. The issue is, what is our objective? Ayurveda है तो सही है, but Ayurveda है तो सही है, ये prove करने के लिए हमें research करना पड़ेगा. When we talk of research, the first line is it's long way to go. We are nowhere near modern pharma industry. Okay, they are much more advanced in terms of research. So first is, okay, start generating evidence, then efficacy and safety in recommended dosage. The third is probable mode of action. Now recently we have completed one study in KM Hospital, Mumbai, where we know how does Chodit Gugul, Dashamul Chodit Gugul protect the articular cartilage. It's widely used in obesity management and knee OA management, okay? But how does it protect the cartilage? We say it's a rasayan. It is a joint specific rasayan. We know now that it is responsible for maintaining the integrity of cartilage by inhibiting two enzymes. MMP13 is matrix metalloproteinase 13 and COMP, which is cartilage oligomeric matrix protein. So this is the mode of action till now, and this paper has been accepted for World Ayurveda Congress. We will be presenting this paper there. Then in clinic scientific dialogue. This is something very important. When a patient comes to us, or whenever a medical representative comes to your clinic, you should ask them, "Bhai, dawai kaam karega kya?" वाकई में काम. I give an example of an hematinic. You imagine any product which is used in iron deficiency anemia. We should be able to tell what is the norm. The norm is in 4 weeks there should be a rise in 1 gram % hemoglobin. So in 2 months, 2 gram % hemoglobin. So we should be able to say, the our Punarnava Mandur, in a dose of 1 tablet twice or thrice a day, will give a rise of hemoglobin which is equal to 2 gram %. This is how we can gain confidence. And this is, last is khichdi. Now Velankar sir was talking of some cocktail. This is khichdi. We are talking of mixing Karela, Methi, Neem, Jamun as an anti-diabetic supplement. No, this is not Ayurveda. This is against Ayurveda, because Karela is a food item, no? When we talk of food, the dosage required is higher. Methi ka laddu khate hai, methi we are expecting in a tablet. No, this is not Ayurveda. Because all the products should have that pharmacopoeial base. I give an example, Varasanagne, Patra Nishakvatam Madhukrutam, Dvirata Sula Dehoapi, Pibet Masa Trusobhavet. This is 13th century AD, Rasaratna Samuchaya. Now this formulation, we have modified this formulation and we have developed an anti-diabetic, anti-obesity formulation. Now when we talk of this, okay, all our proprietary products, they also have a traditional root. They are based on Ayurveda. Ultimately, we are doing a lot of collaborations. These are some of the collaborations. Next week, we are signing an MOU with IIT Jodhpur. They are working on Ayurveda, so we have to work with them. Now I come to the topic. When we talk of infertility, I will present some of the research which we have done. And this research has been done in what we can say national institutes. Okay, when we talk of infertility burden, see, India shares 25% share of global infertility burden. So it's a huge burden. So there are many cases. We see, sir was talking that fallopian tube blocks. Bhai, एक साल में 200 patient का data है, so it is true. And when we talk of Indian or gynecologists practicing in Mumbai or infertility specialists, they say that almost 10 to 15% of couples coming, okay, they have infertility. Now, when we talk of male factor infertility, the major cause which is found is low sperm count. And when we talk of psychological distress, it is more troublesome for a female than a man. So this is all documented. And some of the, what we can say, predisposing factors are smoking, sexually transmitted disease, alcohol, obesity, hypothyroidism. Nowadays, okay, it has increased. So this is also one of the triggering factors. When we talk of PCOD, I'll be presenting some data on PCOD. So I say that, okay, almost the burden is as high as 22.5%. We say that 20%, 1 in 5 female in her reproductive age, she is suffering from polycystic ovary syndrome. And secondly, obesity, lifestyle, okay, lack of physical exercise is one of the reasons. Now, what are the causes? 2 causes. One is insulin resistance, and second is reversal of LH-FSH ratio or increase in LH-FSH ratio. Because these are the, and what does it result into? It results into classical, in our clinical practice, majority of doctors are Ayurveda gynecologists. We know, we follow the Rotterdam criteria, oligoanovulation, clinical hyperandrogenemia or biochemical hyperandrogenemia, increase in testosterone levels, and USG showing follicular cyst. Now this is the criteria, and what we can say, the spectrum is big. All the patients, they don't come to us for infertility treatment. When we talk, PCOS is also associated with acne, hair loss, obesity. Okay, so we have to deliver customized treatment. So one treatment is not going to help. We may require panchakarma and other shaman medicines. Now, when we are talking of hormonal imbalance, we are talking of obesity. Okay, does Ayurveda work? Ayurveda definitely works. And for this, we have generated some evidence, and it's what we can say good evidence. First of all, it starts with insulin resistance. I have insulin resistance, I am obese. So a person who is obese is having insulin resistance. Especially in female, if she is obese, she has insulin resistance. This insulin resistance will increase her testosterone levels. But why does testosterone level increase? Because there is increase in LH and relative decrease in FSH. So usually, when we talk in our clinical practice, the LH-FSH ratio is 1 or around 1. But in females who are suffering from polycystic ovary syndrome, it can be 2, 2.5, 3. So our objective is, okay, we need to reverse this LH-FSH ratio. But how do we reverse it? Okay, testosterone levels has to go down. And when we talk of PCOS management, fine, weight loss is the key. And customized treatment, okay, it is very important. When we talk of Ayurveda perspective, everyone says, okay, Yoni Vyapat, okay, Yoni Vyapat is fine. Okay, Yoni Vyapat is one of the biggest reasons for infertility. It's when Shukram Dharayati, Tasmat Garbham na Grunati. But when we look into Kashyap Samhita, this is the quote, Vrutha Pushpam Tuyanari, Yatha Kalam Prapashyati, Tulalomash Gandava, Pushpagni Sapireti, a classical similarity. Vrutha Pushpam, she is menstruating, Vrutha Pushpam is an ovulatory cycle. This is mimics the description of polycystic ovary syndrome. Tulalomash Ganda, we talk of hirsutism, excessive facial hair. Okay, this was described in Ayurveda, and obesity is a known cause. When we talk of Vata Pradhan Dosh Prakop, okay, one of the treatment principles is we have to control the Vata Dosha. Dhatvagni Mandya, we talk of Artava Sroto Dushti, we talk of Medava Sroto Dushti, but Artava Sroto Dushti is nothing but disturbance in hypothalamic pituitary ovarian axis. And Medava Sroto Dushti is nothing but insulin resistance or pre-diabetes, so it has to be treated. Now, the first study which we did on Sri Vyadhi Hariras was in NIRRCH. It is #1 institute in India, National Institute for Research in Reproductive and Child Health. Here, this is an experimental study. In this study, we had induced PCOS by injecting a chemical which is called as letrozole. Letrozole nowadays is used for breast cancer. Okay, letrozole is used in the management of breast cancer. But in animals, we can induce PCOS. How it induces PCOS? This letrozole is an aromatase inhibitor. It means it stops conversion of testosterone into estrogen. So resultantly, there is increase in testosterone levels which induces polycystic ovary syndrome. Now, first proof. Now, if you see, there are 4, that black is disease control. After injecting this letrozole, there was increase in testosterone level. 2 doses of Ayurveda treatment, that yellow and orange, it's Sri Vyadhi Haridas. And last is metformin. Because metformin is the gold standard, it is the first line of treatment. And along with metformin, usually our gynecologist or Ayurveda doctor, they use clomiphene citrate also. So the proof is, okay, it has anti-androgenic action. It reduces testosterone levels and the efficacy is comparable to metformin. So Ayurveda works. Now this is hormones. We are not talking of clinical science. Second is, when we talk of LH-FSH ratio, okay, Ayurveda medicines, they have the potential of reversing the LH-FSH ratio. So reduction in testosterone reduce the LH-FSH ratio, and this is just an example of medicine. Nisha Malki Yoga also does this. I have started a clinical study in Irsha, Bharati Vidyapit. Okay, the results are encouraging. So this is a preclinical data, but those who cannot afford what we can say costly medicine, Nisha Malki Yoga can also do the same work. Third is, when testosterone is reduced, there is increase in estradiol levels. Increase in estradiol levels and increase in progesterone levels. What does it indicate? Ovarian functions have improved. Progesterone has improved means somewhere ovulation has taken place. Corpus luteum is formed. That is the reason there is increase in progesterone levels. And in histopathology slides also, we could see that there was reduction in immature follicles, increase in Graafian follicles, and corpus luteum. So this gives the proof that how does your medicine work, any Ayurvedic medicine. It can be Chandra Prabhavati also. It reduces testosterone levels, improves LH-FSH ratio, increases estrogen levels, increases progesterone levels. So what proof we require? We have to document these proofs. Now, one medicine is not going to work. And when we talk of one medicine is not going to work, as Ayurvedic physician, we start with Panchakarma. Okay, Panchakarma is necessary, but based on the symptoms of the patient, okay, we can use many combinations. If patient is stressed, okay, Maushyadikvat can be used. Weight reduction करना है तो चंद्र प्रभावती यूज कर सकते हैं. Triphala, simple Triphala. There are papers published on Triphala that 5 grams of Triphala churna for 12 weeks. On an average, it reduces weight by 4.8 kg in 3 months. So this is a big achievement. From our side, we can use Kokam, which we used in Kokam. No? Kokam is lipase inhibitor. It will not absorb the fat. It will help in weight reduction. Then one more study, which is on Bij Pushti Ras. Now, when we talk of Bij Pushti Ras, it was this oligospermia was induced by giving a female hormone, 17-beta estradiol. When we inject a female hormone in male body, what happens? Increase in estradiol levels led to reduction in testosterone levels. Now, last two groups, orange and brown, they won't be able to read. They say that India is now an iodine replete country. यानी आयोडीन सक्षम. अभी हमारे जो भारतीय है उनमें आयोडीन की कमी नहीं है. ओके, आयोडीन की कमी नहीं है. इट इज डिक्लेयर्ड. यूजुअली व्हाट वी नो दैट हाइपोथायरॉइडिज्म इज आयोडीन डेफिशिएंसी. Scenario has changed. Government of India has declared that don't take excess iodine. If you take excess iodine, you can suffer from hypothyroidism. This is what is seen, and it is called as autoimmune thyroiditis. So currently, what we see in our practice is autoimmune thyroiditis. So when we talk of autoimmune thyroiditis, the treatment may change. The treatment may change. So we have to keep this in mind. Now, in this study, we have a product called as Kakla Rakshak Yog. We were brave enough to launch a product for hypothyroidism. Why it's very important launching a product for hypothyroidism? Okay, we may fail. We may fail. In this graph, you can see that pink is levothyroxine, synthetic hormone. Ayurvedic medicine was not better than levothyroxine. But when Ayurvedic medicines, our product was compared with hormone, okay, the efficacy was better. The efficacy was better. Now, this is very important. So this gives us a scope for drug development. Why? See, in India or all over the world, we have thousands of antibiotics. We have hundreds of painkillers, okay? But there is only one medicine for hypothyroidism, that is levothyroxine. Why so? Now this levothyroxine was launched 90 years ago. They are doing a lot of research. They also tried research, but they could not develop a drug which is better than levothyroxine. So it is number one drug. Now, but it has its own, what we can say, limitations or side effects. So we say that when we talk of subclinical hypothyroidism, where TSH level is less than 10, Ayurveda definitely works. But how? And see this, if you see this, that circles, okay, in the second slide, these are thyroid follicles. That follicular thickness is less. Okay, why? Because of hypothyroidism. When we talk of treatment with Ayurvedic products or even levothyroxine, okay, the thyroid follicles were maintained. It means our Ayurvedic products has thyroprotective effect. Okay, levothyroxine definitely has it. But again, how does our product work? That is important. We were not better than levothyroxine. In combination with levothyroxine, okay, we were better. So we have done some value addition. But how does our product work? Okay, it might have increased iodine uptake, or it might have enhanced the activity of TPO, thyroid peroxidase enzyme, which is responsible for production of T3 and T4. And last thing is very important. The image which you see is Gukul, Commiphora victi. Why it is very important? See, when we talk of levothyroxine, we take a tablet. Many people might be taking that Thyronome tablet. It is T4, it is a hormone. We take it, that hormone is inactive form. In our body, this hormone is converted into T3 by an enzyme called as 5-deiodinase enzyme. So our Gukul, Commiphora victi or Balsamodendron Mukul, it is documented for converting T4 into T3. So this is the evidence. So Ayurveda definitely has potential, especially for those who are doing mixed practice. Now the seniors who are doing Ayurveda practice, there are many of my juniors who are doing Ayurveda practice. We should not lose hope or confidence. You have to publish the papers. And I don't know whether the World Ayurveda Congress, that abstract submission date has been extended. If it is not expanded, okay, if it is not extended, you cannot do anything. But if it is extended, at least 4 or 5 abstracts should go. We should present our paper, because on personal level and on the basis of company also, we have presented or we have sent 24 papers. It includes Vasant Kusumakar Ras in retinopathy. Vasant Kusumakar Ras in retinopathy. I didn't see Dinesh Bhaiya. Hi. So he is my senior. Now we know that in neuropathy or in nephropathy, in retinopathy, we have done a lot of work. In the month of July, one of our paper on Vasant Kusumakar Ras was presented in Aspect, Washington DC. It got the first prize. That this Ayurveda medicine Vasant Kusumakar can slow down the progression of diabetic retinopathy. The problem is we are not documenting. We are busy in our practice, and I think we should start documenting. Thank you.
थँक्यू सर. सरांनी फार महत्त्वाचा मुद्दा आपल्यासमोर मांडलेला आहे, तो म्हणजे इव्हिडन्स बेस्ड स्टडी इन आयुर्वेदा. आणि ह्याचा सर्वांनी फार गंभीरपणे विचार करायला हवा. आय वुड लाईक टू रिक्वेस्ट आवर चेअरपर्सन अँड को चेअरपर्सन टू फेलिसिटेट आवर स्पीकर डॉक्टर मुकेश चावला सर. डॉक्टर गौरव दवे सर. थँक्यू सर. डॉक्टर हितेंद्र सर.